Hi, this is Sandra.
Hi, this is Peter.
And we're medievalist.net, and we're coming to you today to talk about Baelor, the latest episode in the Game of Thrones series.
Yeah, a lot of things happened. A nice, one of probably the most surprising endings you're going to see in TV for a long time. So
yes, definitely a shocker. But before we get to that, we're going to go through our usual list of characters, starting with Peter's favorite group of Mongol ripoffs.
Yeah,
the Dothraki.
The Dothraki they get a couple of scenes in. The basic gist is Khal Drogo is Drogo. I know so. His wound that he didn't really much care for is infected. It's made him ill to the point where he's about to die. So it's this festering wound, which is a sad way for a Dothraki to go out. So this causes a lot of problems for Dany because, as Ser Jorah tells her, the moment he's dead, everyone's going to come and kill you. They don't care the fact that you're carrying his son or any lineage or you have a title. It's the Dothraki way of leadership is to kill the leader. So they
and basically the Blood Riders will fight to the death to pick a new Khal. And because Dany's pregnant with the old Khal's son, she's considered competition and a threat. So the first thing they're going to do is kill her and her baby.
Yeah. Ser Jorah is like, we got to get out of here like right now. But Dany is showing off her leadership, growing. Every week she seems to be growing more and more confident in her leadership abilities.
She's ballsy.
Yes. She's like, no, we're staying. I'm gonna make him get well. She brings in her soothsayer, who, after numerous times, can you do anything? Is there anything you can do? You can think of it. Yes, I know this one magic spell, which involves
blood magic.
Lots of blood from a horse. So, and which Dany has to get covered into. So,
the fight between Ser Jorah and the Blood Rider.
Yeah, like one of Khal Drogo's men, who seems to be aiming for the leadership role himself, gets into a fight with Ser Jorah. Ser Jorah wins, kills him. Good going for Jorah. And then Dany, I'm pregnant. She looks like she's going into labor or something like that. She's about to give birth.
That's one way to put it. Yes, because she get all this drama causes her to go.
I'm a guy. I don't know if that's
Yeah. All the drama does cause her to go into labor, and the thing is, Ser Jorah has to rush her back into the tent where she's not supposed to go because this crazy ass blood rituals going on. And they were instructed very clearly, don't go into the tent. But it's the only safe place in the camp where the Dothraki are too afraid to go.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's why. I'm wondering why
because they're all, coming after her, and she's a witch and cursed, and
to me, I wasn't too impressed with these scenes. I thought, I've seen better from it's. I kind of thought the stuff with this, healing lady / witch was, a little kind of over the top, kind of this bringing, I don't mind the bringing in the magic, but just she didn't seem like the person that, I would, be looking for to cast my spells. So so it kind of
Peter would shop around apparently. It's not my kind of.
Okay,
great. Thanks for coming out.
But I didn't see it. I wasn't too impressed with this was they fight each other, and Dany's the only. I can see Dany being the only one to take care of them. So.
PK did not like the Dothraki scenes this week. It was a
you did though?
Dothraki fail. I do, but I like Hocus Pocus and Mumbo Jumbo, so I was all down with the witch and the voodoo and the horse stuff. Now moving on to Jon. So Jon's up at the wall.
Yes.
And he gets a sword, which happens to be Ser Jorah's sword from his father's, the Lord Commander, who Jon is serving. And
interesting how they seem to start we started to find people that they all have connections.
Yeah, they're definitely all connected. And then causes a lot of excitement and everything, and he's kind of like totally getting like Wall Street cred up there. He's doing really well for himself. And Sam ends up telling him that a raven came and Robb's going to war, and Jon wants to join him very badly. And he's torn because he's already taken his vows, so if he leaves and he's caught, they will cut his head off. And, with all this heavy on his heart, he ends up talking to old blind Master Aemon, and he tells him something very surprising, that he's a Targaryen, one of the last Targaryens. So
and he faced the same situation before, whether to leave, to go help his family when they got butchered, or stay.
So. And he did nothing, and his entire family was slaughtered, and it was the most horrible thing for him. But he kind of explains that, once you're there, he's not Aemon Targaryen. He's the master or meisters of the Citadel of the Night's Watch. He's there, that's his duty, and whatever he was before and whoever he was before, that doesn't matter. He's like showing Jon just how much commitment it takes to really be there. It's not just vows and swords and gobbledygook and all this whatever. It's a real commitment that when things are ugly, he has to stay there no matter what, and it's weighing on his head. So it was an interesting reveal that you just realize just how diverse and who's up there, like on the wall. Like you got families, because he was offered the kingship at one point, and then you have, street urchins all mixed into one. It's totally levels the playing field. It's, kind of like almost like a monastic community. They come in there, they're all one and the same. They're all under the Lord Commander, and that's it. And it doesn't matter what their life was before. And now Jon has to make a decision. Meanwhile, Robb, what did you think of all the scenes with Walder Frey and Cat?
Like the first part of it is that Robb needs to cross this bridge.
The Trident.
Yes, which sounds like to get by it, you really can't fight your way through it. So. But basically, he sends Cat to make a deal, which involves him marrying one of the daughter. We meet this other character he's kind of a funny, kind of old.
Oh, that's Walder Frey.
He seems like an interesting guy, kind of like that.
He's a pervert.
He's like a cranky, perverted guy.
Okay, he's like 90 in the books,
yeah.
And he's like married 80 million times and has like 40 bajillion kids and bastards and all kinds of stuff. He's just gross. He's just so gross.
Oh, okay. Like he comes off this as he comes off like as this kind of uncouth kind of guy, I would say. But then when he's very astute. Like once him and Catherine are starting to talk together, like he's starting he basically all his talk is just to get alliances and get marriages for his daughters and to get him in good stead. So
yeah, he's ticked off because Kat's family refused to marry into his family. Mm-hmm. So he's, pissed off, and he's like, you know what, your family, I'm your father's man, but whatever, you couldn't care less about me, so why should I let you cross? So he exacts a huge price. Everything in this show, nothing comes for free, and the price is usually horrible. And so poor Robb's stuck marrying some ugly Frey. And Arya's going to get stuck marrying a Frey because when she comes of age, and that's that. And then we move on to...
Robb's army crosses, and we're all kind of expecting that they're going to fight with the father, Tywin. And we have this battle, but you'll talk about it. But it was kind of a distraction. Well, his real aim was to capture Jaime in this kind of lightning raid.
That was amazing, though. That was awesome. Because he's so young and green, and he actually bagged Jaime Lannister.
Yes,
a seasoned knight. That's pretty impressive. I would have to say. It's like it cost him 2,000 men to get one guy.
But
everything in this show is about exacting a high price in this episode.
I like how Jamie says, well, let us, me and you can fight it out. And Robb says, no, well, you'd win, but we're going to do it my way. So,
so that was pretty good, and he's really doing well.
It really kind of, showed it off. And, meanwhile, at the other side, we have Tyrion.
Who... Bronn brings him a whore named Shae, and they end up playing a drinking game, and we get to learn a lot about Bronn, a lot about Tyrion, and nothing about Shae, because she doesn't want to play the game. She has obviously something to hide, and you right away get the impression that she's not who she says she is.
Yeah, you get right away that she's not going to be the run-of-the-mill whore. So.
Yeah, basically.
And Tyrion seems to be struck with her. Like I was kind of surprised. Well, stick. It's like almost.
Did you see her? She's hot.
Yeah, okay, she's all right.
And I don't play for that side, but I'm just saying, if I did, she would be hot. But anyway.
Well, she has that accent. What kind of accent? Foreign. So.
That was an awesome. That was like a. She's great. Yeah, I like her.
I thought it was kind of a cool bit of scenes, and we learned a little bit more, especially about Tyrion.
And I thought what was really interesting is that how nasty Tyrion's family is to him, and he's still loyal to them. In my opinion, he can. He's a Lannister in name only in terms of the character of the kind of person he is. He's not a Lannister. They set him up. You find out that he was married, and they set it up, and he thought he saved a girl from a rapist, and it turns out Tywin arranged the entire thing just to get him to bed a woman, and then he makes Tyrion watch as his wife gets screwed by the entire guard. And it's just like, and then you wonder after about why Tyrion's so loyal to his family. It's like, how did he not kill them in their sleep or leave? Money only goes so far, I guess, but maybe it's a survival thing. Who knows? But I mean, he's not the Lannister, he's not like Cersei, Jaime, and Joff. Yeah. He's actually decent. And then of course we come to...
he has to go into that battle, so...
Well, he goes and... There's really nothing to talk about.
I thought that was quite funny.
He wants to talk about the fact that he got hit on the head, and there was no battle.
Yeah, he's
battle.
The one thing we don't see in this battle
because... It's like, oh, whoop.
Yeah,
Good night, Irene.
I like the scene, and I guess it's a good way of, avoiding having a big battle scene, but...
it saved him.
He makes a speech, and then all his men run over him. And he gets knocked out, and he wakes up, the battle is over, and Ron, we won.
Battle fail.
Yeah.
And then lastly, of course, we get to the the shocker.
Yeah. Oh, Ned. Poor Ned.
Poor Ned, yeah.
At the start of the
Ned
scene...
rhymes with head.
Varys comes to him and kind of lays out the situation. And, Eddard says, do you think I value my life that much that I would lie?
And then Varys says, no, but do you love your children? And
her daughters.
His daughters. And, Ned realizes that they're in King's Landing unprotected. And if something were to happen to him, they don't stand a chance.
Yeah, we finally get to see what's happened to Arya, who just seems to be running around the streets.
Begging
and stuff like that. But she's got her sword with her, so...
Needle. But the sad thing is, Ned does something unimaginable. He actually admits to treason. He goes against his...
He lies, too.
Stark nature. He lies to save his family, and it's in vain.
Yeah.
And if you hated Joff before, well, you're just... It's unbelievable. I just, and I've read the books, and I still wanted to reach through my monitor and beat the crap out of Joff.
Yeah.
Because, it was just, and the look on Sansa's face, they're like, no. Yeah. And you're just like, I hate her too, but seriously, in that moment, I felt so horrible for her. She's watching as Sir Ilan Payne comes up to execute her father. And it's like, oh, wow. And then Arya's grabbed and told to look away. I mean,
basically one of like her
I think it
Edward's
was the
followers.
Hound. No, it was the Hound. I think. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure it was the Hound
Yeah.
that grabbed her. But it's just incredible. One thing, like this is my comment. Martin's not afraid to kill off characters, and as much as it might make some of you uncomfortable or you don't like it, that's how the books are, and that's how he is, and it's good because you watch a lot of TV shows, you read a lot of fantasy books, and they kill off all these like side characters, and or even modern shows, and they never really get your main 3 or 4 characters are always going to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the case here. You fall in love, you have your favorites. That doesn't guarantee them any kind of safety in the Martin world.
Yeah.
And in a way, that's great. It's ballsy. And I think, in spite of the fact that you and I really like Ned, didn't you think that was a really ballsy move?
Yeah, he's been the main character for the first 9 episodes here. And so it's a big shock to have him die.
And he's a good character too. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's the only kind of he's like one of the few good guys there.
And the thing with Martin is, the good guys don't always win. Yeah. It's not like the good guys get away with it. Ned was a good guy. Joff is a prick. And look what happened to Ned. And
one thing, it all came in how basically Eddard kind of gives in, betrays his morals on his kind of his own kind of sense of honor to kind of save himself, save his daughters, and in that it fails him, and I think it's that kind of last scene where they kind of cut off all the volume, all the noise, and just have his execution as him kind of just looking out and he kind of I think almost realizing that the failure that he did by when his last moments of
pretty poignant.
And I love the music that went with it at the end. By the way, I don't know if that's regular music, but it was really. If you have a chance to watch it again, just listen to that music through the credits. I really liked how they kind of went into that.
Yeah. I thought it was a shocker, but like I said, I'm so glad that they kept true to the book. They didn't change it or alter it or try and make it, let's not kill off Ned. He's a main guy and keep Sean Bean around playing, No, they killed him, and that's how it should be, and I'm glad that they kept to that. It was good, and I really enjoyed it. I cannot wait to see the finale.
Season finale.
Join us next week. We're going to review Fire and Blood. Guys, get ready. You thought it was over with Ned? Yeah. It's on like Donkey Kong, boys and girls. It's far from over.
Well, geez, I don't know where they're going to go. And that's one good thing. I really don't know where they're going to go with this because we still have a couple of armies out there on the field. So Jaime's captured.
Excited.
I'm raring to go for next week. Thank you, guys.
High five. Shake and bake. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.